What's going on, people? How's everybody doing? Just have some quick thoughts about the draft that's been going on. This has been a good thing. The supplemental draft thoughts. Okay, here's some quick thoughts. Sheamus to SmackDown. I think Sheamus going to SmackDown is an okay move. I mean, I know it seemed like they didn't have much plans for him to Raw besides get buried, and it seems like that's what he did and had him win the United States Champion. He hasn't been doing much with it, so seeing him come to SmackDown with new faces like maybe Tyson Kidd or Ted DiBiase, they could probably have some good feuds with them. Probably turn Tyson Kidd mostly a face, which would be the bomb. I also heard some rumors for Ted DiBiase and Cody Rhodes to have a legacy reunion. Hopefully they have a reunion if that is to happen, but I highly doubt that's going to happen with Ted DiBiase going to SmackDown. Because the Legacy did had a huge split up with Randy Orton RKOing both of them. Actually, DDTing, dashing Cody Rhodes. Well, just Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton also RKOing DiBiase. So they did had a huge split up there, which apparently the only one who wasn't going nowhere is Ted DiBiase. So I really don't think Ted DiBiase should be sticking behind Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton. I gotta see him build up on his own, and that's to say the least. Furthermore, we had Kofi Kingston going to Raw, and Chris Masters going to Raw. I gotta see if Chris Masters, well, if the Intercontinental Champion is gonna jump to Raw, if Chris Masters is gonna try to become Intercontinental Champion, being strong mid card, because him going to SmackDown, he's been jobbing, but hopefully they don't turn him back heel again, which would be pretty ludicrous if he goes back to being a heel, because he's playing a great show as a face, but they just need to push him and then probably turn him heel from there, because I hate faces getting buried and then they turn heel and start blaming the fans, and that's what they basically did for R-Truth, because R-Truth was basically a jobber as a face, and then now turning him heel, he's getting this huge pop, which is just incredible. So hopefully they don't do the same for Chris Masters. So Jey Uso and also Jimmy Uso going to SmackDown, which would be the bomb. And Tamina also going to SmackDown. Hopefully Uso reunion. Hopefully that happens. That's what I'm hoping for. So hopefully they get a huge push and start feuding with Kane and Big Show. I mean, eventually soon they could bury Kane and Big Show, and then they become tag team champions, and then they start pushing the Usos up. Because with the Usos, they haven't had much plans for him on Raw, so they basically were just gonna, they probably were on Superstars, but for them to get buried, which would just be the bomb. So hopefully Tamina and the Usos get a huge reunion as Santino sticks around on Raw. Hopefully see them reunite, because the Tamina Santino was just entertaining. But to turn Tamina into, well, she was still the same typical wrestler. For her to start being something else, then I don't know what to say, but it's just hilarious. Kurt Hawkins. I'm also heard the rumors that Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder may have a reunion. They may reunite as the Major Brothers again. That's what I'm hoping for, because Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder have both equal talent, but I have respect for Kurt Hawkins more. So as Zack Ryder, hopefully he doesn't fall. Hopefully the Zack Ryder and Primo thing breaks up. Kurt Hawkins just winds up beating the crap out of Primo, and then that's the end of Zack Ryder and Primo. So hopefully that happens, and then for the most part, that would be indeed. Yoshitatsu going to SmackDown is what I predicted, because they haven't had much plans for Yoshitatsu. So for him to go to SmackDown, I think this would be an incredible run. Maybe William Regal Yoshitatsu may have a good feud, which would just be phenomenal. Quite frankly, for Yoshitatsu and William Regal, they put off some good matches. William Regal, hopefully, because he's been doing this ever since 15. I heard he's planning on retiring soon, but hopefully, if William Regal's going to be on commentator, I hope he's a good one. He could probably replace Michael Cole and then have Michael Cole stick around on Raw. I don't know, but hopefully he replaces Josh Matthews, but, you know, he's a color commentator, so I think William Regal should come back in as a wrestler. Hopefully they don't flip Booker T to see he gets duties as commentator, which is just would be plain ludicrous. Hopefully that doesn't happen. And William Regal is such a phenomenal wrestler. Because of his wellness policy issue, they've been really pushing him back. So hopefully they don't put William Regal in the jobbing position on SmackDown, they could put him. They can push him up a little bit, have him feud with Christian maybe, just like they did in ECW, which was phenomenal. So I'll see if he'll be the Brodus Clay's body. If he will be, if Brodus Clay will be William Regal's bodyguard, if he sticks around on SmackDown, or who knows? Jesus knows. That's the least. So that's what I got. Alicia Fox going to SmackDown is what I predicted. Alicia Fox is going to SmackDown. And Alicia Fox, I think, needs to go to SmackDown. That's what I said, because she hasn't much plans besides jobbing the people on SmackDown. So maybe Michelle McCool and Alicia Fox could be in an alliance. They could be called the Cool Fox. Maybe replace Layla in the picture, and then Layla, could probably shine on her own if that is to happen. But we never know what could happen. Seems like they may bring some shock value with another heel going to SmackDown indeed. I don't know if Tamina will come back as a heel. That's what I think may happen. So Tamina and Natalya can go into a feud on SmackDown. That way we can get a little breather from this Lay Cool stuff. But, that's what I'm thinking apparently. Because I think it's good that the Divas are getting refreshed for SmackDown. Seeing Lay Cool and Kelly going at it over and over again, which is, it was getting pretty dull. It wasn't pretty dull, but it was like too much Pittsburgh matches for the Divas. It's kind of ludicrous. And then Smelly Kelly getting drafted to Raw. Man, her hair is so beautiful and her face is so beautiful. Kelly going to Raw, which wouldn't be bad, because for Kelly to get this huge let's see, how do you call it? For Kelly to go on Raw. She could probably have some good feuds with different superstars, but Drew McIntyre going on the same brand, Drew McIntyre chasing Kelly. I don't know what else that would go for, but for the most part, finally Kelly can get a breather from Lay Cool, and then finally we'll see how she signs out. Hopefully she feuds with the Bella Twins. That would be a good feud. The Bella Twins her feuding with the Bella Twins. Bella Twins are probably going to be like Lay Cool. Just tease Kelly, but they're not going to call her Smelly Kelly. They may call her something else. That's what I'm thinking may happen, but I don't know if Kelly will turn heel. You never know. But we'll see what happens. I said about Jimmy Uso going to SmackDown. He'd be finally teaming up with his brother, Jey Uso, which would be phenomenal. I was hoping Jimmy and Jey Usos with the Bella Twins would be in alliance, but I don't know where that would go. It probably wouldn't go anywhere. That's why they probably didn't plan that. But it would be ironic for two twins to ally up. But for them to go back with Tamina, that would be something phenomenal to see. Hopefully they reunite Tamina and the Usos. I'm hoping for a reunion. And maybe turn back Tamina heel again. That way they can have an even feel of heels if they're going to split up Lay Cool. But for the most part, sorry if I'm talking about this so much, but if that is to happen, then Lay Cool definitely could split up. It has better potential. But for the most part, I'll be just floundering the moment of what's going to happen on SmackDown. But it seems like the Divas are finally having for SmackDown some fresh shock value. As Beth Phoenix also drafted to Raw. Do you think Beth Phoenix can turn heel again? That's what I'm thinking may happen. Will Beth Phoenix turn heel again? That's what I'm thinking the least that may happen. Because for Beth Phoenix to turn heel, that would just be that would be something refreshing, even though she was a heel before, ever since 2006, then coming back in 2008 with the legitimate jaw injury. If she does turn heel and then feud with Kelly, then where would that go? Or Beth Phoenix can feud with Melina or Gail Kim, which could have some good triple threat match, which would just be a phenomenal, and I think that would just be incredible for the least parts for Beth Phoenix. So let's see, how do you call it? Beth Phoenix is a great wrestler, great powerhouse wrestler. I'm just hoping something more would happen with Beth Phoenix, that she would shock value to Raw and be used a lot more than SmackDown, because they probably didn't have much plans for her besides her trying to destroy Lay Cool, which wouldn't really do as much. Then what other heels would be left? Probably her. Natalya going to SmackDown with Tyson Kidd. I don't know if they're going to have a reunion, Tyson Kidd and Natalya. It would have been cool if they had David R. Smith. They could be reformed the Hart Dynasty. That's what I'm thinking may happen, but I'm thinking Dave Smith was probably released, to say the least. And he's probably released because they haven't had much plans with him. It would have made sense for him to go to SmackDown. Hopefully they reform the Hart Dynasty. But it turned out that's not the case. That's what I have to say. And Drew McIntyre is finally going to Raw. Finally, they're going to have some big plans for this guy going to Raw. Hopefully he doesn't get released. Because he doesn't deserve to get released. He doesn't deserve to get released. Because they should have some great big plans with Drew McIntyre going to Raw. He could probably feud with John Cena, Rey Mysterio. Well, they feud on SmackDown. Probably some new faces. And they could probably do something pretty refreshing with that. So that's what I'm hoping that may happen. Maybe so. So Drew McIntyre, it's very good he's going to Raw. So we'll see how he gets his push there. But I'm hoping the draft brings a lot of shock value. JTG going to Raw. It looks like a death slot for him. There are rumors that he may be released. I highly doubt that. Ever since Shaq Gaspard has been gone, Shaq Gaspard has been really how do you call that? Shaq Gaspard has been released, and JTG, has been jobbing lately ever since the breakup of Crime Time. The best tag team I ever liked. I always like Crime Time. And I'm telling you, that was like the best tag team I ever. That best tag team that was very entertaining. So we'll see if JTG. Well, I was hoping JTG and R-Truth become a tag team, but I highly doubt that. Ever since R-Truth has turned heel, so JTG can probably feud with R-Truth after this Morrison and R-Truth feud dies out. So we'll see what happens. Great Khali going to SmackDown. Oh man. Great Khali is going to SmackDown. This would just be incredible to see what Great Khali has brought to SmackDown. Because Great Khali is such a huge comic relief, the Punjabi Playboy. I'll see what he does from there. Well, let's see what happens for Great Khali, but that's pretty exciting. Jack Swagger is going to Raw, but Great Khali going back on SmackDown. Remember, Great Khali had the best push there was, and apparently he had a pretty good push as world champion. So I'll see if they're gonna push him back and feud with Mark Henry. So I'll see if he can pull off a good feud with Mark Henry, since Mark Henry has turned heel. Well, I don't know if he turned heel. They'll probably do a shock value with him. Jack Swagger going to Raw. This would be good because he's been on Raw a lot often, and they don't have much plans for him on SmackDown ever since he lost the World Heavyweight title. Then boom, went back to a mid-carder. So hopefully they have some big plans for him. Ever since now he's with Michael Cole. So after Michael Cole slapped Swagger out of frustration, it seems like they reunited and become the Union. So hopefully they stay strong. Daniel Bryan going to SmackDown. Can't wait to see what he brings to SmackDown. He may continue with Sheamus. If Daniel Bryan can bring out some good prestige, maybe he can pull off a good feud with Mark Henry ever since Mark Henry has turned heel. So I don't know what's up with this. What will be with Daniel Bryan? Will he feud with Wade Barrett, his former Nexus member and former NXT teammate? But Daniel Bryan can bring a lot of prestige to SmackDown, boost a lot of ratings for SmackDown, because SmackDown has quite frankly been asleep lately, and that'll be for the craziest part. So let's see. Will he may feud with Cody Rhodes? Can pull off a good feud with Cody Rhodes, because we never saw them go at it or butt heads. And SmackDown has lost some heels. So SmackDown did lose some heels with big heels like Del Rio and Mark Henry is now a heel. Del Rio and who else? Yeah, that's quite it. Maybe Wade Barrett may go to Raw, so to bring the Intercontinental Champion to Raw. He may feud with William Regal. He may put off a good match with William Regal. You never know what can happen. Or Tyson Kidd. Maybe Tyson Kidd can get a push on SmackDown and have him feud with Daniel Bryan. This would just be incredible. I'm hoping that feud may happen sometime in the future. So that's what I have to say. Let's see. And Alex Riley going to SmackDown. Now he's apart from The Miz. I don't know what Alex Riley brings to the table. Will he beat Daniel Bryan and really get his huge push for SmackDown? How will he shine on his own to SmackDown? That's another shock value that's going to bring to SmackDown. So SmackDown may be completely refreshed. Now it's time for SmackDown Boost Ratings. Alex Riley's going to be just like The Miz. Hopefully he has the same exact personality as The Miz, which is for the least part. and that's what I'm hoping for. So this is my long supplemental draft review. If I miss any, I apologize, but I may do another review. So this is the Rendog Extreme, and I am taking you to the extreme.